Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Colorado Rockies franchise. Coming off of last episode, we are 7-7, and we have started the year, well, about where we expected to start. But after those first 14 games, we really start to struggle, losing a series to the Oakland A's on the road, then coming home and losing to Chicago, and they absolutely just thunder punched us this game, 15-2 off of 24 hits. Then we ended up bouncing back a little bit, getting a win on the road versus Cincinnati, but this team has been very inconsistent so far. We haven't got much consistent play out of our newcomers, and it's shown here in the win column. We are 11-17 through the first about 30 or so games of the season, but we are dead last now. You see how the Dodgers, they bounce back? They're up there at the top of the NL West. So we start the month of May on the wrong foot, in my opinion. Jose Iglesias leads us in average so far, hitting .341. As Charlie Blackmon is below 300 for the first time in this series, actually, hitting .278, still hitting pretty well though, slugging .500. Greg Bird comes off the bench, he is third in average though. Buster Posey's hitting .271, so he's off to a pretty good start. Danny Santana as well, .269 coming off the bench, he is a spot starter. Miguel Andujar is hitting .247, so not too bad so far. Nuki Ray coming off of the bench, he's only got 17 at-bats, he's hitting .235, and then Ryan McMahon is also hitting .231, but everybody else is hitting terrible. Hampson, Daza, and Tapia are all hitting below .220. They definitely need to improve. Now those are three starters hitting that badly, but on the pitching side of things, Derek Rodriguez is off to an excellent start. He's walked too many guys in my opinion though, 15 walks to 20 strikeouts, but a 1.24 whip, and he's 4-1. He leads our team in wins. But besides him, he is the only pitcher who has over one win. Jose Barrios is 1-4 in 32 innings pitched. I mean, look at this. I mean, he is just not pitching well right now. 1.41 whip, and he's not getting the run support that he would need as well, but I would expect more from at least our ace right now. Michael Gibbons is doing pretty well this year. I'm glad I re-signed him. He's at a 1.06 whip, 1.13 ERA. I signed him to a one-year deal, just a prove-it deal. Jordan Sheffield doing a terrible 3.64 whip. He's probably going to be moved down pretty soon. So speaking of moved down and moving up, how about we check out Will Benson? You know, I'm ready for him to be up to the show. I think we need a new bat up here, but I still want to get him some work down there. As we check out our AAA team, D'Anthony Pierre is 1-0 so far, and he gets to start in this one versus the Albuquerque, or versus it's actually I believe that's Sacramento. I'm not sure. So here we go. Let's see what our guys can do. Here's Will Benson in the first inning. He gets a hit to the right side, so he goes 1-for-1 to start out the game. Up for his third at bat here. Here he's in the fifth. He takes a walk. So that brings up Gregory Teshera here in the top of the fifth inning. I like to look at some of these prospects that I'm not really talking about too much. Teshera is one of them. He gets a hit down the left field line. That one will bring in one run. It's now a 2-0 game here as Albuquerque takes the lead, as now we have a comfortable lead with Jamison Hanna, who gets to start in center field. He is a center field prospect. He hits one deep to left field. This one should be a sacrifice fly, and it will score one from third, and we do take the 3-run lead here as now we move into the eighth. Here is Brendan Rodgers. I still want to see what he can do. He's got some developing to do as well. He gets a pitch to hit down in the zone. He goes and gets it, and it reaches the left center gap. It reaches all the way to the wall. It's going to score two. It's a bases clearing double for our maybe future shortstop in Brendan Rodgers. I really like what I see out of Jose Iglesias at the MLB level. So I think if Brendan Rodgers were to come up this year, he might go to second base instead of short. But we end up getting the win here. Josh Fuentes is still there at the AAA level. I still want to get him some burn as well. And that was Tacoma, actually. Tacoma Rainiers. And we end up getting the win. Pretty big win right there. So you see the headline on this episode. Zion Storm finally gets his chance to play at the AA level. Last year we had him at single A, let him just develop there for a year. Now he's at AA, and he is our future second baseman. I just highlighted Brendan Rodgers, but I think Zion Storm in a couple of years could actually be competing with Rodgers. I guess we'll have to see. Zach Veen is our top prospect in our organization. He gets to start his season here at the AA level this year. I definitely am looking forward to him. He hit the ball extremely well in spring training. I'm expecting that as well at the AA level. So here we go. Let's check out our Hartford Goats here as we just take on New Hampshire, I believe that is. So let's see what we do. Here's Zion Storm. He's going to hit leadoff for this AA team. He's got excellent speed, and his first at-bat is just a pop-up in the infield. He's 0 for 1. Here comes Zach Veen, our #1 prospect. A potential. He's about around 68 overall. And here he gets a pitch to hit on the upper part of the zone. And he goes with that one. It's a home run for Zach Veen. Our #1 prospect in our organization goes 366 feet, a very short home run on that swing, but it ends up being gone. It's 1-0 here for the Yard Goats. And how about him? He is quite the prospect. He's got a good outfield arm. He can hit the ball as well. He's an all-around guy. Here's Rafael Marchand, who we got in the Kyle Freeland trade. He goes off the right field wall, and that one will score 1. He rounds second, he heads to third, and he gets in safe with a triple. He's got 64 speed as a catcher. He's going to be pretty good. I still think he has a couple of years of developing still, though. That brings up Zion Storm for his second at-bat. He goes to right field, and that one will be run down by the center fielder. And that one will keep this game at 2-1. So here is Mike Salucci. He is our top pitching prospect that is a lefty. Now, it's very, very important for us to develop him because we do not have a lot of good lefties in the organization. And Salucci is our top prospect now that we let one of our best lefty prospects go via trade when we traded for Jose Barrios. So now that brings up Zion Storm for his third at-bat. He goes to right field. This one gets past the right fielder into that corner and a triple. His first career hit in the minor leagues is going to be a triple here with nobody on. And that one is a good start to his career. 1 for 3 on the day. Nice hitting by Zion Storm. So that brings up Zach Veen now with guys on the corners. This is a perfect opportunity to bring one in. 1 for 2 in this game. He gets a pitch out of the zone, and that one gets past the catcher, and Zion Storm will score. So Zach Veen does come away with the RBI on that one, and it's a 4-1 lead on that wild pitch. 3-2 count as this at-bat continues, and he does swing at that one low. Kirby Snead gets him to chase on that one. Moving into the 7th inning, here's Storm again up for his 4th at-bat. He goes back to the same spot. He's had all 3 of his hits to that right side today. At least all 4 of his at-bats went to that right side. Not all 3 of his hits, but here we go. He gets into third with a second triple of the game in the 7th inning. Zion Storm off to a good start. 2 for 4 in this game, and we end up actually losing this game to the Fisher Cats. They end up getting the win here, and the Yard Goats come up just short. It was a great 3-run 7th inning by New Hampshire, and they end up coming back and winning this game. Mike Salucci actually gets credited for the loss. He gave up 13 hits in this game. Every single hit he gave up, and he ends up getting the loss. But Zion Storm 2 for 4, that's all I wanted to see, him getting off to a good start. So back to the MLB level, where in the month of May, we definitely did not do well at all. We started to slide, and this season is dropping very quickly. We are 14-26. We actually had a 5-game losing streak right in the middle of the month, and our offense continues to slide. Even Jose Iglesias is now below 300. Charlie Blackmon's at 270. But besides those two, those are the only 2 hitting over 240 this season. Now, a guy that I could possibly move up at least to help our pitching is Austin Gomber, but I definitely want to get him a little more work, so I'm going to leave him down for right now. But then I look at veteran pitchers because it looks like in that 5 spot in the rotation, we are not doing well. We tried Brian Sammons there. We tried Ty Colbreth there. They're both like 1-4, 1-5 each, and I definitely want to get a 5th starter in the rotation. Now, I look at free agency and I check out Zach Greinke. He's interesting, but I've never been a big Zach Greinke fan. I like Arrieta, though. Tehran is interesting. He's 31 years old, but last year he had a 179 whip. I mean, goodness. Felix Hernandez is interesting. He did not play the last 2 years, so I am probably going to leave him alone. But then there's Mike Leake, who also didn't play the last 2 years. He's interesting, though. He had a 129 whip. What I like about him is that he's got excellent control, and he's been a starter his whole career. He's never moved to the bullpen, and he's actually pitched pretty decently. His walks per 9 is at 86. I love that he's got good control. That does pay off quite a bit in sim situations. So I'm going to actually go after Mike Leake. I think he might give us some wins, at least some quality starts and quality outings. So I'm going to sign him. We tried to sign him to a very cheap 1-year deal. It ended up being a $2.9 million deal, and he ends up signing. And it won't be a long-term signing, but I just need a 5th starter right now. I think we're starving for starting pitching here so far. So I decided to switch up the lineup a little bit. I think I'm going to move Jose Iglesias up in the lineup. He's hitting in the 6th hole right now. Miguel Andujar is not hitting well in that 2 spot. And then I want to give a start to Nuki Ray. I want to see what he can do. He was a guy that was more of a prospect than anything and more just for depth. So I decided to move him up to the 4 spot versus right-handed hitters and move Ryan McMahon out of the lineup. Ramel Tapia is doing terrible so far, so he's going to move down in the lineup. And I want to move Garrett Hampson back up. I started this series with him as the leadoff hitter. I think I'm going to try him back there and see how he does versus the Giants. And now we take on the 18-23 Giants. They're also back in this division, but doing a lot better than us. Now, we return home. This is the first time you guys are seeing this field since we did some changes here. We moved the stands down, so they are right behind the left field and right field walls. And then I plan on moving these stands behind home plate. I want them to be directly behind home plate. I kind of don't like the backdrop right now. But here's Jose Barrios on the mound. He is 1-5 facing Alex Wood, the lefty. 1.51 whip, 29 strikeouts to 19 walks. So here we go, starting out the first inning. Here is Malik Smith now, the center fielder for the Giants, leading it off. Here's a 3-2 count, and he gets a pitch right over the middle, and he jacks it over the wall and hits the foul pole. It's a home run. Jose Barrios has struggled so far this year since we acquired him via trade. I'm not sure that's looking like a great trade right now. He is just not doing well. You can see early on, he's having issues hitting his spot. That home run was not supposed to be over the middle, obviously. He left it right over the plate. Here's Tommy La Stella. He does it again. He misses his spot, and that one is jacked deep to right field and off the right field wall. It's played by Santana. That's actually Nuki Ray, I think, who's playing in right field today. And that one will be a double. You can just see that was supposed to be on the left in the corner that time, in the bottom of the zone. And that one just absolutely misses. And here's another hit. It's now 2-0 here for the Giants. Jose Barrios is struggling this year. So here on a 1-2 count here, still no outs in this inning. The next batter comes up. That's just going to be a fly ball to right field. Nuki Ray comes up throwing, but it's going to be 3-0 here for the Giants in the first. Jose Barrios, a couple of missed pitches, and that's the result. So now that brings up Joey Bart here in the top of the first inning. Ground ball up the middle, and that one will be the double play we needed. But the Giants do get out of this first inning with 3 runs of damage. So here we go on to the bottom of the first inning. Here's Jose Iglesias, who's hitting pretty well this year, around 300. He gets a pitch to hit, and he hits it to the left side. Alex Wood gives up his first hit of the game. Iglesias, he's doing so well for us. He's turned out to be our best signing so far this season. And here is Buster Posey up to the plate, and he gets a pitch to hit up the middle, and that one moves the runner to third base. That brings up Nuki Ray, who we gave the start to this game, and he hits one hard, and that one will score a run, so at least we get one back here in the first inning. Let's try to make it 2 or 3. That's going to bring up the next batter of the game, as that brings in Miguel Andujar, hitting .233. But he has struggled so far. He gets a nice pitch to hit, and it's just under it. and that's a fly ball to left field. So 3-1 game here as Tommy La Stella comes up in the third inning. Here's a ground ball up the middle with 2 outs, and that one will be bobbled by Iglesias. They will actually call that a base hit. I call that an error because I think that, he still could have got the man at first. It brings up Renato Nunez to the plate, who hits one hard to left field. That one's got carry, and it's gone. Into the stands and left. Renato Nunez hits his 7th home run of the season, and the Giants take the 5-1 lead. Bottom of the third inning action now. Here is Garrett Hampson at the plate, who's moved up into the leadoff spot. He gets a pitch to hit and drives it deep to left field. That reaches the warning track over the left fielder's head, and that one will be a double here. So a good start to this third inning. We got to answer back with this Giants offense. That brings up Iglesias to the plate here. He is 1 for 1 so far. Alex Wood with his 50th pitch. This one is low, and Iglesias smacks it to left field. That one is a no doubt home run into the stands, and Iglesias trims this lead down to just 2. And I just love this signing. I said when I did it, I think this is one of the most underrated signings we're going to have, and he just jacks that one. He doesn't have much power, but he gets enough on that one. It's 5-3. That's going to bring up Jose Barrios here in the 4th inning, and he gets out of this one. So no runs given up right there. But Nunez up to the plate here. He already went deep once, and Jose Barrios misses his spot. This one is gone in a hurry. The 2nd home run of the game for Nunez, 455 feet. That one is absolutely jacked over the stands in left field, and that one makes it a 6-3 lead. That brings in Dwayne Killian, literally the 1st round pick for the Giants last year. He's already at the show. He is that type of pitcher. So his first batter facing this game is going to be Buster Posey. He goes to right field, and a diving stop. And Posey only has 6 speed, so he will stop at first. But I'm happy to see some of our subscriber recruits now at the MLB level. Dwayne Killian now with a pitch on the outside part, and that one looked like it was in the zone. He does not get the call. Andujar to the plate. Can he finally get going? The 12th pitch of this inning is going to be a pop-up. It looks like Andujar is going to continue to struggle. I have no idea why he is not hitting well, but he just right now is not. Ryan McMahon to the plate now. He gets a pitch up in the zone, and that one was perfect for him. He tees it up to right field. That one might be deep enough, but it won't be, as Buster Posey stays on second. He would have been thrown out anyway. So they go to the bullpen and bring in John Brebbia, this time to face Danny Santana, and he swings and misses. Men on 1st and 2nd with no outs, and we don't convert any runs. As now we move on to the top of the 9th. Here is Malik Smith at the plate with guys on 2nd and 1st, and he goes to left center, and that one drops in there. And bad communication by our outfield. That's why you need a true center fielder out there, at least a guy that can cover some ground. And that one does score 2. The Giants take the 8-3 lead here in the 9th inning. And I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna recover from this one, as that brings up Jose Iglesias here in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs. He is 2 for 3 in this game. Hits one hard to left side and gets it through the left side. And a good hit by Iglesias. You got to love what he's doing for us. 3 for 4 in this game. Blackman and Iglesias are our 2 best hitters, as that brings up Charlie Blackman 0 for 4 in this game. And he gets a pitch to hit low. He drives it deep to right field. This one's got carry, and it hits off of the wall. The right fielder can't hold that one. Blackman around 2nd, heads to 3rd, and a bases clearing triple as Jose Iglesias scores from 1st. 8-4 game, though we have a lot of ground to make up. Here's a wild pitch this time. Blackman tries to get home, and he's thrown out to win the game for the Giants. 8-4 victory for the San Francisco Giants. They take care of business, and that one honestly wasn't even close. 11-10 game, 8-4 game, but 11-10 hits in this game. Renato Nunez went absolutely berserk in this one. 2 home runs. But we don't have a guy like that. Who's going to open up the game for us like Nunez just did for the Giants? We definitely need that guy, and I think that Will Benson could possibly be that guy. So watch out for him. I'm going to give him some more work at the AAA level. Let him develop just a little bit more, just because I see this season as kind of a lost cause now, because we have definitely been struggling so far. So Jose Iglesias has his average up to 310. We are really struggling so far. We're almost double our amount of losses to wins. We have 14 wins to about 27 losses. Miguel Andujar is struggling. I'm thinking about moving him down. He's hitting 227, 267 on base percentage. He's just not doing well right now. Garrett Hampson, man, he's not doing well either, but at least he's getting on base with a 299 OBP, but I definitely want that to be above 300, obviously. Jonathan Daza, not hitting well. Ryan McMahon, not hitting well. Santana, Elias Diaz. I mean, we are just not doing well offensively. And the worst is Raimel Tapia, hitting 182. That's supposed to be our starting center fielder right there. I think we're going to have to make a change pretty soon. In a pretty drastic one. Like, none of our guys are hitting well. That's going to cause me to just like, all right, we might have to blow this up. We need to compete with the Padres and the Dodgers. We're just not even equipped to even be competitive at all. So in the rotation, I like what Derek Rodriguez is doing. Also, John Gray is not doing bad. He's got 26 strikeouts to 13 walks, 1.25 whip. He's been actually pretty good for us. I haven't had any like inkling to try to trade him or anything. I think he's doing very well. He's been a lifelong Rocky. For now, I'm going to keep him around. Carlos Estevez is also having a good season, but only 5 innings pitched. I definitely want to get him some more work. But here we are, 14-30 now, after losing to the Giants 4 straight games. So we're on a 5-game losing streak here at the end of the month of May. We're close to the MLB draft. Next episode, I do want to highlight some of the top prospects in this draft. I don't really do it that often, but I want to start doing it and covering them more and getting you more ready for the draft, because a lot of times during the draft episode, I just kind of talk about players as I pick them, but I think you guys should know more background about how I scout and how I do all that. It's not exactly auto. I do leave it on auto sometimes to discover guys, but I do want to describe like who I'm looking for in this draft and what I'm looking for. So that's going to do it here. I don't know what to do with this Colorado Rockies team. I think a fire sale could be coming in the month of June. We'll have to see heading into the trade deadline, but who knows? Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I hope the rain don't come